to the right. Hello, Colombia March team. Exciting. You are going in literally what, 2 weeks? Something
Two and
along
a
that.
half, give or
Two and a
take.
half weeks. Two and a half weeks. Anyway, uh, I'm, as I've just said, heading there tomorrow, on Saturday for 2 weeks. So I'll make sure it's all in order and we leave the place tidy. So, the purpose of today is to introduce myself. I'm Millie, and with my team here, head up the Leap and plan all these wonderful Leap experiences around the world. The purpose of right now is to get you organized. So by the end of this Zoom call, you know what you're doing, what to pack, and to really match your expectations. So I know there's only Felix and Claudia and Scarlett here in the background, but any questions, just ask me. It's interactive. Don't let me, otherwise I'll just waffle on forever. So we are going to discuss your flights and airport admin, itinerary, kit, Wi-Fi, phone, money, blah, 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 blah. Okay? So let's start off with your flight. There are 7 of you in total. You never know, there might be another 1 or 2 that join before then. We can move relatively fast with the admin. You're all, let me just move that. You are all on the same flight. So it's the Avianca flight, which is the one I'm going on. It is pretty good. Now, if you booked an Avianca flexi flight, then you can grab one of the pro seats, which is at the front of the plane, which are their equivalent of a premium seat. Really worth doing. Just pay that little bit extra because you really do get quite a bit more legroom. So I've done it. I've treated it's really not that much more, but it is worth it. Okay, so easy peasy. I would get to Heathrow independently. You check yourself in, you go through passport control, and you meet the other side. If you haven't had a WhatsApp, has the big WhatsApp group been set up? Yeah, it has. Okay, so WhatsApp each other the other side and say, right, I'm outside Costa. Let's meet there. Get on the plane. You're going to arrive at 3:30 in the morning. I know, grim, 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 but it is about 9 o'clock our time. So try and get some kip. You're then going to transfer to the internals. You're not picking up your baggage. Your baggage is being taken all the way through. So you move to your internal, and then you hop on the flight to Bucaramanga. It's not how you pronounce it. I can't say it, and least of all, I can't spell it, but you know where you're going. Now, Bucaramanga is in the canyon. That is where phase 1, the first 2 weeks of your program, is based. It is glorious, absolutely glorious. So you're going to be picked up by our team and you're going to be driven. I know, God forbid, it's a 3-hour drive, but it is apparently, I've only kind of flown on internal flight before. Apparently, this drive is magnificent, and you're going to weave your way up these mountains with big views. You're going to stop for lunch on the way. Come on, then. And there's Bumble. It's glorious. So you just got to brace yourself. You'll feel absolutely knackered. Anyway, when you get to Barichara, you're going to be met by Gabriel and Socio, who are your guides for the whole of the 4 weeks. You've got Josie and Brendan in the background, but they are here, there, and everywhere. They're kind of background management, but we've kind of got the 2. You're going to absolutely love Gabriel. He is really good fun, and Socio. So they will meet you. They will meet you in Barichara at the hostel, which is right in the center of town. And it's a really nice hostel. Okay, we've used it for years and years. And Barichara is one of those old colonial towns, beautiful architecture in amongst the valleys with great views, real kind of local vibe, local restaurants, local music, really interesting things going on. So that is where you are based. Now I'm just going to get your itinerary up, which I am, post this conversation, will be sending to you in a kind of grid-like form. So you're going to arrive on the Friday. On the Saturday, you're going to have just induction meetings and kind of walkabout to kind of really find your feet. On the Sunday, it's a rest day. Now, there is a local town about half an hour away where you can do bungee jumping. You can do bungee jumping. You can do all sorts of weird and wonderful things. So you can chill. You can do that. You can. It's up to you. And then on Monday, I lost it. Bumble's put me off my stride. On Monday, oh God, now I've lost it. He's made me press the wrong. On the Monday, this is when the project and everything really starts in all its glory. So you will start off with the first is the reforestation. So the first 2 weeks while you're in Barachara, you are going to be doing a mix of reforestation, which is we're doing at the moment. It's the location is undecided because it hasn't rained. So you can't, there's 2 sites where it's all community based. The local community are in charge of where the reforestation happens, which rural family gets support, which school gets your help. They are in charge of what happens. That's the kind of local, I'm not going to use the word mafia, but it's a local tight community and everyone votes on everything that happens in this town. So in amongst those first 2 weeks, you're going to be doing a bit of reforestation, you're going to be working in the school, and you're going to be doing the family in need project, mixed in with local hikes, linking up. This area is renowned for the old Spanish this old Spanish way, which goes all the way down to the coast. So you're going to experience a bit of that in week 1. And in week 2, you're going to do the canyon hike. Okay, so you get ready for this. This is your first challenge. And this is to get you in the groove for the Lost City Trek. Now, it is going to be hard. You're going the first day, easy peasy, all the way down. Going to camp down at the river in hammocks, absolutely beautiful. And the next day, you're going to get up really early and you're going to trek out. And this is just to get you in the groove. Yes, well, it's beautiful. So it's experiencing, this part of the world in all its glory. But it's also to get you working as a team, because the Lost City Trek, which comes at the end of week 3, is the big challenge of this experience. And you need to be ready. You need to know that you can do it. Okay, so this is just getting your mindset ready. Okay. Now, please note there was a bit of confusion on the last group where they thought Spanish lessons were included. Felix and Claudia, were you expecting Spanish lessons?
No.
Because they're not. That was something that happened, last year, and past Leapers voted it as nobody wants to do it. You're going to pick up your Spanish as you go. So any questions in the first 2 weeks, the mix of activities? You also got a lovely coffee tour planned, and there's a great cafe where I've put it into our itinerary, where you could go and learn to roll a cigar. I know, who knew? So it's I don't know, I think it's kind of $15, and you could go to the cafe, have a few cocktails, a really nice supper, and they show you how to do it. Nice souvenir. So there's all that type of stuff in Barachara, which you could just get your teeth stuck into. Loads of local cafes where you could go out for supper, loads of really nice restaurants where you can experience where they cook locusts for supper and things like that. Weird and wonderful stuff. But card games with the local people in the village square, all of that is ready for you to experience. Okay, so that is section 1. Then on the night of the 23rd of March, on the Friday, you are going to leave and you're going on an overnight bus all the way north to the coast. So brace yourself for that. But they're really nice, these buses. You can fully recline your seats, they're air conditioned, this is the way a lot of people travel. So it is relatively comfortable. And then you're going to hit the north coast, the Caribbean coast, which is now hot and very sweaty. So Barachara in the canyons, that's like English, a hot English day. It's dry heat, mountains, gorgeous. Coast, just prepare. You're going to sweat all day and every day. The humidity is at it's there, but you're right at the beach, absolutely gorgeous. So you're going to be based in Palomino, which is a really fun. It is a big kind of backpackers town. Everyone absolutely loves it there. You're going to be in a wonderful hostel, just walking distance to the beach. Good, happy days. That is going to be your base. While you're here in Palomino, you're going to be working at the Volunteer Kids Foundation. Now, this is where you're going to spend your mornings doing maintenance, and in your afternoons, you're going to be with playing and teaching the kids. Now, the whole point of this foundation is there are loads of kids at the coast, especially who can't afford to go to school. There are no schools, they do not go to school. So there are little foundations, and this one we support on an ongoing basis. We started supporting it last year. So you'll see each group is making it better, making it a nicer experience. And then the kids are coming every afternoon. It's completely run by volunteers to help them learn a bit of English, learn their ABCs, learn their numbers. That is what you will be doing. So that is the purpose of that. And the last group absolutely loved it. Yeah, they chose to get up really early to do the physical maintenance side when it wasn't so hot. Then they had a rest, had lunch, and then went back to play with the kids in the afternoon. But Gabriel and Socio, they'll work out the timings. That's all very flexible. I've lost the itinerary, it's gone. So that's what you're doing. But also down here, you're going to have a little bit of kind of fun time out where you could go river tubing down the river. And then on the Friday, you've got the Lost City meter, you've got a day off to prepare for the Lost City trek. Now, the Lost City trek is, in total, you are walking about 80 kilometers in 4 days. That's the overall goal. And it's going to take 4 days, 3 nights of camping in hammocks, in little kind of jungle huts, but it's all organized for you. You have just, all your gear will be taken and escort, carried on the back of mules. All you've got to take is your day rucksack and plenty of water and a few snacks. Okay, so but every morning you're going to be walking 4 to 6 hours, 5 a.m. wake ups, lunch, 2-hour breaks, to completely relax, swim in the rivers. It's going to be a real jungle adventure. The third day is when you wake up early and you trek up 1 hour to the Lost City. And that the Lost City is one of those treks which I think is not in its equivalent as magical as doing the Machu Picchu trek, but less people do it because it's less known. And backpackers that go there, it costs an absolute fortune to do it. It's about $600-700 now, and backpackers they just don't value it. So it's all included in this package, and we really value it because it's an amazing experience. It's a testing experience. I think it's something that you will put on your CV in years to come as a real achievement. And everybody is, yeah, a bit hesitant before they start, and you'll be ready for it, you'll be up for it. And when you've done it, it is that high five moment, and you'll be so proud of yourselves. So you come down on you do the final day going up to the lost city, you see it in all its glory, and then you begin your descent down on that day, stay halfway down, and then the following day all the way down. Okay, you then have one night in Santa Marta, where this is coming straight out of the jungle, which is an old colonial beautiful city. That's where you will celebrate your achievement. And then the next day you'll be up and you'll be on the 5 hour drive. I know it's beastly to get to Cartagena. You'll stay in a hostel there, have a welcome tour of the city, and on your final day, on the Thursday, what everybody really loves, you can choose, and you don't need to make this decision until you get there. You can choose to chill and hang out in the old town, shopping, looking at the markets, or you could arrange to go on a private boat. I don't know, kind of $20 each, that we can arrange for you to go to see the islands. Don't even think about it. That's your final day. Lots to do before you get there. So, right now, that is your itinerary. It's varied, it's busy, but I promise there will be the odd weekend, the first weekend or the second weekend in Barachara. You do have time to chill your beans, to relax. And then when you move to the coast, there is that one day where you can relax, but all the other days you're really, really busy. Okay, so it's a jam-packed program. But if you get exhausted, if you think, oh God, we just want to kind of, the balance, our guides, Gabriel and Socia, are really experienced at leading Leap groups. And you have just got to, you got to work together with, oh, I love that. Can we do more of that? Oh no, I didn't enjoy that. Can we do less of that, but more of that? You know, it's all very, very, it's a dynamic experience that you can roll with the punches when you're there. Okay. So how does that sound, Felix, Claudia, and Scarlett?
Not that bad.
It's good. Really
Pretty
good.
good.
Hopefully worth it.
So now I want to kit what you're going to pack. In the My Loop area, you've got a kit list. Okay. It's a tricky one because you've got the Barachara phase, which is cooler at night. So at night, we've been advised to wear thin kind of linen-y trousers style and maybe a long sleeve t-shirt, because if the wind picks up, the temperature can drop. But during the day, it's going to be hot, anything between 25, 27 degrees. Now, when you're doing your project work, I'm going to be wearing a long sleeve t-shirt because I don't want to burn. So you've got to, and maybe long trousers when I'm doing the reforestation, because I don't want to be bitten by bugs. So I want you to take those types of things in your bag. A bit of long sleeved and long thin trousers to cover up in the sun, cover up in the bugs, and cover up if it gets chilly at night. However, when you get to the coast, it's going to be steaming hot. So you want the coolest clothes you can possibly, you can possibly find. However, when you're on the trek, again, I'm going to be wearing a really thin shirt to cover up, because there are going to be parts where you're in the jungle and you're in the shade, but there's parts where you're exposed. So you need big wide hat and your shoulders covered. Okay. And your legs, definitely your legs. You don't want to, the midgy bites. So one jumper, one fleece, one kind of hoodie, whatever that looks like, because you'll need that for the flight and then the bus. But that's all you will need. Shoes, you need a pair of sturdy trainers. So those speed cross trainers, do you know what I mean, with the grippy sole? You need a pair of those. No, Felix, you don't know what I'm talking about. Have I got a pair on? No, I haven't. What would you go? Trail runner shoes. Does that mean anything?
Sort of know what you mean.
Huh?
Sort of know what you mean.
Okay, well, you need a pair of those. You need a pair of trainers which have a grippy sole. Okay, you don't need walking boots. They're way too hot and heavy. But a grippy sole. If you Googled speed cross trainers, something will come up, or trekking OMS, or those types of things. In addition to that, you want your kind of clothes to wear in the evening, pair of sliders, those plastic Arizona Birkenstocks. Those are really brilliant, but nothing more than that on your feet. Hats, really important. Water bottles, really important. And I tell you what, I'm taking for my Lost City, I'm not doing the Lost City trek, but I'm doing 2 or 3 days just trekking in Torona, is I'm taking one of those in my rucksack. You need a good 20-litre style rucksack with good shoulders and a waist belt. I would get on Amazon one of those bladders. They're like 10 quid, 1.5-litre bladder that you poke into your rucksack, and it's got a tube and you can then drink your water as you're wandering along. Those are really useful for all the hikes. Now, Wi-Fi, you're going to have Wi-Fi throughout your trip, apart from when you're on the Lost City trek and on the Canyon trek. But it's good enough Wi-Fi for kind of texting, looking at social media, but it's not good enough Wi-Fi to start downloading movies. So if you've got your favorite series, and like me, it's what you watch half an hour before you go to sleep, that's perfect. Download it before you get on the plane. Okay. Local SIM cards, so easy to get. On the first day you arrive, you'll be taken to the local shop to get a SIM card, pop that in your phone, no problem. Phones, plugs, American style charger. Okay, that is what you need for the adapter. That is it on kit, but please take a wide brim hat. If you don't get one, if you haven't got one, you can easily buy one out there, and there's masses of kind of gorgeous bags that you can buy. But things that you can't get out there are really good water bottles, a really good rucksack, a really good those any kind of technical clothes, if you've got technical t-shirts to wear when you're hiking, if that's what the route you want to go down, take it from home. Okay. Any clothes, any questions on clothes? Kit, what to pack?
I think I'm all sorted.
No, that's
All
fine.
sorted? Okay. Now, money. I would take $100 cash on you. It's just good practice to have $100 cash. You never know when you need it. It's just there, tucked away for emergencies. When you get there, you can either get it at the airport, or when you're at Barachara, or where there's ATMs everywhere to get the local currency out. So I would advise you to take a Monzo Starling, Revolut, one of those cards. And in addition, definitely take your normal debit card. It's good practice to have two cards, just in case you lost one, and 2 telephones, just in case you lost one. So take your all swinging dancing phone, and then if you've got a backup old phone chucked into the top drawer in some kitchen drawer, whip it out, pop it in your rucksack, just in case. Because looking after your stuff when you're in Barachara, safe. You know, it's everyone is very local. Everybody knows that you're kind of Brendan and Josie's kind of Leap volunteers. You're just kind of part of the local scene, and you'll be looked after by everybody. But when you're at Palomino, when you're at the coast, when you're in Cartagena, you've got to have eyes on, you've got to really concentrate, because this is kind of, there are more and more tourists, and with more and more tourists become all those opportunists. So when you're going out in the evenings and you put your phone down or your bag down, and if you wandered off, don't expect it to be there when you come back. So money belts in it, you know, yes, I want you to take a 20-litre rucksack. But in addition, and you can get something out there, a crossbody little bag, which never leaves your body when you go out. Never. So if you went dancing, you like it enough that it stays on your body. Okay. Now Uniqlo sell those crossbody bags which cost about kind of 10, 12 quid. Do you know the ones I mean? Scarlett's already got one. They're brilliant. Okay, because you don't look like some sad, you know, sad backpacker with the money belt under your thing. You know, that's long gone. But that is really useful. Okay, so you promised me when you go out in the evenings, you're going to have something that you like with your phone and your money on it, and it never leaves your body. Okay. Post, because if you do lose it, there is no post to Colombia. Okay, so you're not to forget anything. You're not to forget your phones. You're not to forget your charger. You're not to forget your cards, and you're not to forget your medication. If any of you are on medication, you put that in your hand luggage. Yes, Felix.
I'm on quite a lot.
What, of medication?
Yeah, so if you saw my application, I am epileptic, which is controlled.
Mhm.
So I have to bring quite a big stack of pills with me for the month.
Yeah.
So should I put that in the whole luggage when we're traveling, or should I keep it on hand? I mean,
You are having that on your in your day. That's going with you in your hand luggage.
right.
All medication is in your hand luggage.
Okay.
Do not lose it. I mean, if you did, okay, you're not to panic, because we would know there's great doctors out there, and we can work around it, but nobody wants that stress. Okay. You've been told. Okay. And it's amazing. One person lost all their medication, and it ruined her entire trip. So one person also packed their telephone in their main bag, and that went astray for the whole of the first week. So we all do ridiculous things, but I'm just highlighting that it's not the time to do ridiculous things. Okay. Any other questions? Team, okay? You are, to me, this is with my kind of old lady teacher hat on, your mother hat on, is the Leap experience is, yes, we have curated this trip where you're going to be challenged, you're going to be exposed and meet glorious culture off the beaten track, and you're going to be full of community, and it's just going to be awesome, and you've got a chance to contribute. But in addition to that, what's really important for me is the team. Now, you are a team of 7, and you are going to look after each other. You don't know each other. You're coming from all different walks of life. In the first 24 hours, you're going to be thinking, oh my God, who are these people? But you're going to be, I promise you, tight by the end of it. But it's going to take give and take, looking after each other. Each of you, especially on the physical challenges on those hikes, are going to have your highs and lows, and it's up to each other and the guides to boost your morale and get you through it. And it is teamwork that makes this trip what you want it to be, a huge success. So I want you to work as a team. I want you to look after each other. And I want you, at the end of it, you'll be friends for life, because you'll have gone through this extraordinary experience together. And that is, for me, the most exciting thing about a Leap experience. I love team travel. So afterwards, have like Felix, Claudia, I know Scarlett, you're going on traveling afterwards. Claudia and Felix, what are you doing after after the program ends?
So I'm actually going back home and then working some more before I go away traveling again on my own. So yeah, I just need to get home basically.
Okay, you're in and out. Claudia, what are you doing?
I actually compete in powerlifting, so I start prep after literally, well, I'm meant to start prep like a couple of weeks before we get back, but I'm just delaying it a bit. I'm gonna start prep as soon as we get back, and then I go to Poland, and I'm gonna compete in Poland like 2 months after that. So that's what I'll be mostly focusing on.
That's so cool. Okay. Well, why can't you prep in Colombia?
Um, it's a lot of eating and like training, which I'm gonna try and actually that's a good point. This is a bit random and it's completely fine if not, because this is like something I'm only gonna do once in my life, so I can compete any year. But I was wondering, like my coach was saying to me, because obviously I won't be able to actually like lift weights and stuff while I'm away and it's a whole month.
What's wrong with the
So
rucksack?
that's true, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So I was gonna maybe like if we have I could bring maybe some like bands or something, some resistant bands, something to just try not to lose the specific kind of strength I'm trying to keep just while I'm and like how much free time in a day would I have? I'm not gonna have to do, obviously I can take lots of days off and I'm not gonna
Right,
have to.
Scarlett, your job is to keep Claudia is right now. You've got to keep fit. While I'm out there, so in the perfect world, would weights be really useful?
Yes, but I understand that I came into this understanding that I wouldn't necessarily like be able to do that. But I can bring bands and that's like pretty compact and it's not like ideal, but it's gonna help as opposed to doing nothing or just doing like cardio based thing. Because we have a lot of walking and stuff, but
You've got to keep it up. Okay. I'll have a look for you. I'll talk to Josie and the team out there as to what, but definitely take your bands. Definitely there's plenty of time to add that into the system. But I know there's a gym in Barichara.
that's actually amazing. I'm really glad I've mentioned. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I know there is because Brendan goes to it at some ridiculous time early in the morning. So that will be easily sorted. And Josie is a yoga teacher, so that's easily sorted. And Socio and Gabrielle, well, they'll just help. Easy. Keep you fit.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
That's my pleasure. Okay, so that is all from me. Parents listening to this, we're on top of their we get daily reports from our team on the ground as to what everybody is up to. We will write to parents at the end of each week because what we want is you guys to just crack on and have a good time. But as a parent myself, it's always very nice to know what is going on. And so we will let you know on a Friday, send you a few photos if we've been sent any, that type of thing. When it comes to safety, illness, now, if you've just got a a dodgy stomach, we are not going to kind of alert parents and say, this is happening. Those types of things, very normal, will tick along. But if there was a problem, and we think, right, we need parent interaction with our decision making, then we will get hold of parents. Okay. But other than that, no news is good news. Okay. That's the rule of thumb. Okay. So I wish you the best of luck. Have a fantastic time. I'll make sure everything's organized for you. And I will wave you. I might see you at the airport. I won't see you at the airport. No, I won't see you at the airport. I will. Our planes are going to cross in the air. So goodbye to you all.
Great, thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Pleasure. Have
Thanks.
fun.
Bye.